It is great to have you back here at Coin Lady channel. Dear everyone, the fair value calculator estimates that the current price of XRP is around $5.38, with a trading volume of $50 billion. This is just the latest in a series of articles that have been predicting the price growth of XRP based on the increased volume that will inevitably occur. The most recent one was at the end of January, and was brought to our attention by Athey. The model presented here, developed by Athey and Mitchnick, a fair value calculator, indicates that the cryptocurrency asset would be worth more than $5 if a volume of approximately $50 billion were to materialize. Okay, I did touch on this. Now I just need to locate the video I made a few days ago that dealt with this subject exclusively. But I had this fantastic notion that I wanted to share today. That $20,000 worth of XRP, it was in 2022 that Steingraber introduced us to his notion. Back in 2023, he made revisions to it. I figured I'd use this movie to explore this topic in more detail. I think it's important to get back to the original premise that XRP was intended for $10,000 before we go any farther with that. Now, this was a 2019 paper that Mark Phillips published. You know, the idea is sound, and the video I made about it back then went viral. Here we have Mark Phillips, who provides a solid rationale for why XRP was designed to handle a load of $10,000 per coin. Hey, we've heard about all these cool uses for XRP, and what it may be used for. And there are a lot of competing hypotheses about how much the price could rise. Here in this paper, Mark Phillips lays out the case for why XRP will do more than just reach $10,000. The reason behind his belief is that it was originally intended to be $10,000 each coin. What a breeze, XRP. Located at ERS Today, I tweeted a link to a post on Medium in which the authors, Mark Phillips and T.6.9, speculate that the price of XRP might reach $10,000. And according to him, the proof is in the blueprint. That sounds fantastic, of course. The point is that I'd like to share some of this with you so that we can dive into it. The moment XRP came into being, its original intent was to supersede all existing global financial systems, whether they cater to institutions or individual consumers. If this is true, how can we confirm it? In 2017, a tantalizing clue was provided by a fairly famous comment from Ripple Labs co-founder Arthur Britto, which is supported by an investigation of XRP's construction. As I mentioned in a video I made not long ago, he said that XRP needs to be scalable so it can support 7.5 billion users. Without saying so explicitly, Arthur Britto has basically said that XRP should be able to help ease transactions all around the world. Consequently, Phillips says he'll return to that phrase later on. At the moment, he is interested in reviewing XRP's key features. It is asserted that it was intended to have a $10,000 worth per XRP. Therefore, accessibility and liquidity. In his post on Ripple's Insights blog, Sean O'Leonard explains how XRP is unique among digital assets, since it offers financial institutions and payment providers a stable, on-demand source of liquidity for international money transfers, making them faster, cheaper, and more reliable than current systems like SWIFT. As stated on Investopedia, the ease with which an asset or security can be bought or sold on the market without influencing its price is called its liquidity. Now, I'll do my best to explain it, even though it may sound counterintuitive at first, especially as we progress through this. Price volatility is what we're seeing in the market right now due to the tiny amount of investors buying and selling XRP on exchanges. At least that's the current situation, isn't it? Currently, we may not have enough cash on hand to meet our needs. Since then, the entire cryptocurrency market has followed this pattern. Prices are going up and down quickly, even for very minor transactions. Liquidity for XRP or any cryptocurrency is directly correlated to price increases. As a result, the fact that Ripple Labs locked up a time release method has been established in relocking, and then it discusses the escrow, which accounts for 55% of the total. Remember, the escrow isn't here to steal our millions. It's a mechanism to smooth out the buying and selling that will occur when this thing reaches its maximum potential scaling. As a result, prices will rise, but we won't see wildly fluctuating ones. That is why escrow exists, to assist alleviate such a problem. Listen, Ripple is explaining that they're using this escrow service to facilitate that as they go on with the process. With a 120% spread on each side of the median, XRP prices over the past 6 months have ranged from 25 cents to 60 cents, despite the fact that involves a huge upheaval. XRP's lightning-fast settlement times, anywhere from 1 to 5 seconds, make it ideal for institutional use. However, the fact that the price change was caused by very minor investments made by individual consumers is a major concern. Again, the current XRP pool does not have the liquidity to handle the massive amount of value transfers required by SWIFT, which amount to $5 trillion per day. It is known that a portion of the XRP supply has been destroyed or burned, since the price at which 45 billion XRP would be available would be around $111. Because of the vast number of long-term holders of XRP, like you and me, the price of XRP has to be high enough to cover SWIFT's minimal liquidity needs, even though the supply of XRP is already low. Thus, XRP is unable to support certain transactions at this time due to the absence of liquidity. Indeed, this is the driving force behind their collaboration with coins and the establishment of liquidity pools worldwide, for example, PH, Pizzo, Bitrex, and countless more. To make this a reality, they are teaming up with more liquidity providers to set up liquidity pools all throughout the world. When these use cases are considered, the problem becomes even worse for XRP. And that's not even taking into account all the upcoming spring efforts. Thus, the need for liquidity will be driven by all of these factors. Luckily, an increase in demand will also push up prices, which means more liquidity. So it's a win-win situation. Demand rises, prices rise, liquidity rises, and demand rises again. Therefore, the market will be unpredictable due to the low liquidity, since XRP will enter at a higher price due to a lack of supply at a specific price. For example, if a buyer is interested in purchasing 1,000 units, but only 10 units are being sold by each vendor, buying XRP will result in a meteoric rise in price, and selling it will have the same effect. However, in a future where XRP is in high demand, we must ensure that there is enough supply to keep the price high enough that businesses can conduct efficient and effective transactions with one another. Just how far can this go, then? Imagine for a second a world where all asset classes have their value tokenized using XRP. $1.4 trillion. At least 11,400 XRP would be needed for that. This probably won't happen, but it does show how much liquidity XRP can manage. So, after 10 years, all asset classes with a value of $1.14 trillion will have been tokenized. It's possible that XRP might reach 11,000 since everyone is on the XRP bandwagon. At least in theory. His brief XRP history doesn't address the other end of the divisibility spectrum. According to James Hunt, the maximum supply of XRP is 100 billion, and as it is divisible to 6 decimal places, the lowest unit of one drop is 1/1,000,000th of an XRP. Why did the creators of XRP decide to make the coin so divisible at 31 cents? Obviously, this is ridiculous. Who, after all, could conceivably need a token worth 1/1,000,000th of a cent, but at a significantly higher price point? At the time of XRP's creation, this was also the case with Bitcoin. Alright, the divisibility of Bitcoin. I'd like to take a moment to discuss Bitcoin's divisibility. Since we can choose the level we need as time progresses, This is why some people talk about limitless divisibility. Thus, this pertains to Bitcoin. With 8 digits to the decimal place, the code chosen by Satoshi is the current level. 1 Bitcoin can thus be divided to the 8th decimal place. Therefore, 0.00001. 1 Bitcoin, BTC, is equivalent to 1 Satoshi, the smallest unit of currency, which is intrinsic to the code. They do, however, claim that Bitcoin's divisibility is theoretically unlimited. I also do not consider myself a particularly proficient developer. However, I'm certain that it is related to the code and the modifications that would be necessary to make to the code. However, returning to XRP. In this case, the fact that XRP can be divided into 5 decimal places demonstrates that it is intended for use as a valuable token to enable these transactions. Okay, I'll just leave it at that, but I will provide a link to this movie in the top right corner. An XRP is divisible by 6, even though I stated 5 in the video. My last small change was 6, so divisible by 6,100,000 XRP, but I'm not sure if you all saw that. In my opinion, the most compelling evidence that XRP was designed to be worth at least 5 figures is the fact that it has 10 drops. Well, that concludes our video. As always, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and leave a comment with your opinions. Muchas gracias, depart.